So ranked Apex, we all love it. We all love Apex Legends, right? I think with us being in Season 9, going into Season 10 soon, we have to talk about it. Ranked Apex this season has been plagued by DDOSERS, hackers that completely make the game unplayable, and I guess also a ranked split slash system now that has maybe gotten a little antiquated, that has a lot of people asking, what's next? What else can we have? What can we do about this? How can we fix this? And that's really what I want this video to be. What are the pros and cons to some of the ideas that the community has thrown out there to improve ranked Apex, to improve the game we love? And with that, let's do this. Like always, guys, if you guys are new here, if this is the first video you've guys seen, I do a lot of ranked guides, ranked tips, a lot of solo queue live streams, solo queue guides. If that's stuff that you guys are interested in, drop a subscribe. It helps the channel a lot reach partner status. And thank you guys so much. I would love to see you guys in my live streams that are usually during the week in the afternoons. So I stream a lot. It's a lot of fun right here on YouTube, so you don't have to go anywhere. So it'd be really cool. But now let's dive into, I guess, the pros and cons of things that have been thrown out there by the community that could maybe fix ranked Apex or improve it. The first thing, that there's not really a pro or a con, it's just a complete great thing that needs to happen, and that's obviously Respawn and Apex need to, fix the cheaters slash DDoSers situation, which I know they've been on for about 2 seasons now. I know it's been something everyone has been dealing with, console, PC. I know Masters lobbies on console have just been terrible for me and for a lot of other people, where you really can't play because either you get DDoSed almost every single match and you spend, 3 hours of your life and you maybe play one real match, or you're on PC and you run constantly into cheaters. So that's obviously just something that Respawn, Apex Legends has to address with, fixing their servers, fixing their game, their code, hiring more people for security. And I know that's something that they're on, and I know it's not, you don't want to beat a dead horse, but I hope that they can really fix that situation. So let's move on to actual things that can maybe improve the rank system. So let's start with something that I saw, which is, and people in my chat always bring it up, which is, how about we change, points in ranked from being personal kills and assists to being now points that are spread across, a team. So I think a pro to this would be that it would make even the worst teammates that don't want to talk, that want to listen, that always run off or make a terrible decision because they think they're the most cracked players in the world, it would force them to have to play with their team, play to the benefit of their team. It would be in their best interest to keep their team alive because the RP would be distributed evenly across, it wouldn't matter if, you personally had 4 kills because your teammate would also have that. So it's in the best interest for you guys to, win every game, so maybe you don't ape as much, stuff of that nature. You're gonna play with your teammates regardless of whether you're mics or not. So that might be something that comes out of it that's positive. So could help solo queuers as well. A con I see to this is that it's gonna negatively impact maybe people that are just really good. The solo queuers that are just gonna always solo queue because maybe socially they just like to do that, personally they just don't feel like finding a team, and they're fine with doing that. It's gonna hurt them because they maybe get matched with hard stuck, whatever, rank 4s, and they have to carry them, and they maybe get 3-4 kills and drag their team by ratting maybe to 5th place, 6th place, and their teammates died off of rip because they're just bad, and now he has to share his points with with those people. So you guys get what I'm saying? So that's a con of where it could be where one person is just carrying this team in matches, and it's a little bit unfair to that person to then have to share the RP that they, maybe had to struggle to get. Or if one guy on their team is doing 3,000 damage and getting 7 kills, and his teammates have 200 damage and nothing, not even maybe 1 assist, they don't deserve the same amount of RP. So that's the pro and con at that point. Another point and question I'm throwing, it's why don't solo queuers get their specific queue? So a pro to this would obviously, you wouldn't run into 3 stacks, you wouldn't run into paired up teams maybe, you would only be with other people that are solo queuing, so it would be maybe not as organized, so technically it'd be slightly easier, and would maybe make a little bit more sense and make it easier for a lot more solo queuers to reach the ranks they want. The con I see here could be that, you know, it divides the player base into, now there's this player base that only plays as like teams, this player base that only plays as solos, and it just divides the player base. I don't think any game, ranked experience, community should ever be like split like that. I've seen other games do it and it just doesn't really work out. I mean, it's an idea. I get why people want to do it, but to me, it just splits up the player base. And I know in higher level lobbies, it might end up making the time that you have to wait to get another game like longer than needed. So could be that. An idea I have had that I've thought also is that maybe there needs to be another rank between Diamond and Masters, or maybe make Diamond only like 2 ranks, not 4, and then add another like rank in between to maybe filter a little bit more people out. I think a pro to this would just make it to where the skill gap in Diamond, like Diamond 4s seem really bad compared to people that are like able to get to Diamond 3, 2, 1. Like there seems to be a huge skill gap. Like it's the biggest one in Apex, honestly. So I've always thought that there maybe needs to be another rank there in the middle to make it a little bit more fair for people that climb in Diamond. A con to this as well is the thing where they now have to balance a already small number of players that are the only ones that hit Diamond, Master, and Pred every single season, and it could end up messing up the matchmaking. That is my con, and it might just be unnecessary from the numbers perspective on Respawn side, but that's just something that I've thought of that could maybe work. Another idea that people have had is that maybe, you know, placement points could get a little bit more, you know, bump into how much RP they give you versus what it gives you now, which right now it feels like everyone wants to get their KP, and then if they win the game, they win the game, you know, but like it doesn't even matter. They'd rather get 6 KP and die 10th than win the game with 1 KP, you know? So it feels like there's a lot of incentive right now on getting your KP and not as much winning the game, or even getting placement. People seem very anxious to get their KP in a lot of games that I've seen. So I personally think that a pro would just be, it would encourage more people to play a little bit more passive, smart, rotate well, take space, take their area, and you know, maybe play for endgame a little bit more than maybe right now. I feel a lot of times if a team sees a team like fighting on like the opposite side of the map in a terrible spot, like you're gonna lose your god spot to go maybe get this easy KP, teams will do that and screw their game and maybe lose their positioning that they would have won the game, but they got 4 KP, so they don't care. So that tends to happen a lot, where people will be willing to sacrifice winning the game to get easy KP. So I think maybe placement, incentivizing that would help. I think a con to that would just be is that it would become too campy. That ranked would be too campy. Everyone wouldn't want to fight because, you know, the thing that gets you KP now is, you know, surviving. So then it might make people less, you know, incentivized to take fights and make it too much like very, very old Apex from the beginning in like pro scene where everyone was just kind of camping. So that's the con to that. Another thing I have to address is that people have maybe wanted no cap on the amount of kills you can get. So I think on one hand, that could be very good for people that are just really good, crack solo queue players that just want to rack up, I don't know, 15 kills, 10 plus kills, 8 plus kills, and want to get all those points. So they just have massive, I don't know, 300 point RP games. And on one hand, I see where that's very attractive. You know, you're being rewarded for being cracked at the game. But the con to that is that Apex is still a team-based game, has a lot of mechanics for playing for placement still, and they clearly put the placement like RP thing like in there for a reason, is because they do want you guys to play for the win as well, not just get a bunch of KP and hey, if I get 10 kills and I die 7th, like who cares? Like they still want to incentivize you to win the game. So that's kind of the con that I see to uncapping the KP, is that, you know, someone could get 15, 16 kills or 10 plus and have a massive game and they died 10th, but the dude that won didn't even get that close. So there's just a disparity at that point between like the points that are handed out, and it seems a little bit uneven. This is me. The second to last thing I'm going to bring up is deranking. So there are people that want deranking to be a thing, that they want people to start, you know, having to earn to stay in their spot, kind of how you have to earn to stay in your spot. If you're like in Diamond 3, you have to keep winning and not like just get rolled every single match, and then, you know, you'll drop to Diamond 4. So people want that between, like, let's say Diamond and Platinum. The pro to this would be that, you know, there wouldn't be, you as maybe a Diamond 2 player wouldn't keep getting paired up with hard stuck Diamond 4s with no RP at that level. They would drop the Platinum, and then you would get other maybe Diamond 4s with some points. Kind of how the old Diamond 4, Diamond 3 used to be whenever Diamonds played with Masters and Pred players. So it would be kind of that same mechanic. I remember that mechanic was sort of just stressful for me, and it kind of is a little demoralizing. But I see the pro of, you know, you're going to have a little bit more quality. I think the con to that is it is a little demoralizing to constantly have to go between ranks. And I think mentally it could hurt the players, the player base that can never like hit an achievement. Because for a lot of people being like, oh, I hit Platinum for the first time, and that's like a huge achievement for them. And then, you know, if they just play poorly because of the skill jump being a lot for them, they're just gonna get sent down, and they have to earn it again, and they're gonna get sent down. So like that is kind of the thing that seems a little bit unfair with the deranking thing. And the final thing I want to talk about is that I think, and this one's not even like an idea, this is just a thing that I think needs to happen, and that's, I think there needs to be better rewards for Diamond Masters and Preds. You know, the badge, the charm, and the trail, like, they're cool. Don't get me wrong, they're cool. I'm glad Diamond, you know, ranked players also get their trails this last season. But I believe we deserve like exclusive skins, you know, ranked team skins, stuff like that. Like, I think if you hit a diamond, you should get, I don't know, this diamond colored Arthur 1 skin. If you hit Master, you should get this purple themed like Arthur 1 skin. Like, I think there should be more stuff like that that incentivizes you putting in the time, or rewards you, I guess, like more proportionally to the time. Because a lot of people put in a lot of time in the ranked to hit what they want, and then, you know, getting what you do, it's like, it's cool and all, but I feel like they could give us a little bit more. So with that, that's really all the questions, the points I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to like continue this discussion, which is something that I see on Twitter and a lot of different places all the time, and just give my opinion, my pros and cons to all these ideas. I think there does need to be a slight change to the rank system. I don't know if any of these are gonna make it, but it'd be really cool if these, you know, if this video can make an impact, if, you know, these ideas could, you know, really take root, and Respawn can maybe take some of these ideas and run with them. But, you know, I think the most important thing for all of us is hopefully they can really hire the necessary people, fix the servers, get rid of the cheaters, and fix the DDoS situation. And I think we'll all be very happy with that. See you next time, guys.